to plug in. I once again forgot to plug in my my little box thing with all the buttons. Now I gotta figure out how to press the button. Okay, I think we're live and we're feeding out to the folks out there. Patrick, let me first remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list, look around the site. We do have a merchandise section there on the website that you can get patches from us. We have stickers and things like that that you guys could check out. Don't have any of those because still scrambling to get everything organized here in the van. At some point, I will actually have all of this organized and figured out and not happening at the last minute. But check out hankstrange.com. There's also a link to Ballistic Ink if you want to support us, get some t-shirts, sunglasses, Casio watches, all kinds of cool stuff that Ballistic Ink has up there. A big shout out to Walther Arms for sponsoring the show. Big shout out to those guys. And I got to figure out exactly what do I do to do the... Okay. The open. I'm going to hit the open right now.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
Boom. All right, guys, make sure you smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. We are live. It's myself, Babyface P-List. There he goes.
Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling. Okay. Ding-a-ling. That's what you got. Ding-a-ling. All right.
It's like the Norwegian Army.
Yeah, you're going to have to get your own kind of bell, different from Walter's. Jazz hands, everyone. We're doing the jazz hands. Hope you guys have your big girl panties on. We are live. Yes, indeed.
You just sound completely exhausted. You do not sound like you want to be here right now, and I'm very disappointed in you. You need to get your ass
get my act together. You got to be my cheerleader, man. You're the psych squad.
So you want to hear how I have to psych myself up?
Sure.
My coworker went on vacation. So there's only two of us that run the whole support team for the company. We do the business to business support.
Mm-hmm.
My coworker went on vacation today, tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. So 2 people's worth of work is now 1 person's worth of work. So I have been dead nuts busy all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling exactly like you do. So.
Yes, it is crazy. And this is podcast number 725 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Of course, you heard him there. Babyface P is joining me. One of my partners in crime. You're in the inner circle.
It's a big deal.
You're my number 1A guy.
Right hand man.
Number 1A. Well, I don't know. I don't know who I'm giving.
Walter, I'd say is right hand.
Yeah, you're number 1A, and then Walter's number 1B. I don't know. I don't know, but yes. So
as long as you don't start making me kill people, I think we're all right.
No.
And we can talk about that. I've been listening to a podcast about a cult serial killer. He ran a cult as a serial killer and made his cult members kill people. Yeah, we'll talk about that if you want. It's a really interesting story.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's really actually pretty nuts.
It's really crazy. The whole story is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that later.
So, yeah. Yes, absolutely. And joining us later will be Luis Valdes of GOA, Florida. So he'll be coming in here. Patrick, I think, is doing the first hour. And then we will get Lewis coming in to do the second hour, and we'll be talking about Florida, GOA, all the politics, gun laws, and all that nonsense. Are you keeping up with it, or?
I'm a member of GOA, so I get I do
The
get their
alerts?
emails of updates for things coming through, but I specifically pay attention to Lewis's because he covers Florida in particular, so I always watch those or read through those.
Yeah.
Brian Quick says, sounds like Charles Manson. Not Charles Manson. Worse. Charles Manson didn't actually, I don't think he actually killed anybody. He just told people to. This guy, we'll talk about it. If you want to get into this crazy story from the 80s, we can do it. But
Yeah.
we'll
Black Diamond Guns and Gears out there says, hey, yo, shout out to Big... I'm assuming it's Big Josh. Assuming it's Big Josh. Michael Avens says, smash those thumbs. Smash the thumbs to everyone. LV Louis Cypher says he's got his big boy boxer briefs on. Richard Monder is also out there from jolly old England joining us. Flying Rich is out there as well. Chris Bullis says, my wife says to say thanks for the birthday wishes. You're welcome. To Mrs. Bullis. Today, I guess, is the happy birthday to Mrs. Bullis, right? Was it?
Happy birthday, Mrs. Bullis.
Yes, happy birthday. Flying Rich said he had a fun show last night, so there you go. Yeah, so many different things going on here. I'm just trying to keep track of everything. That's what's going on my end. What's today? Wednesday?
Oh God, it is. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week already.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
The week is just shooting past.
Going right by. Got my haircut today. Wednesday.
Nice, very nice.
Haircut
Priorities, right?
Yeah.
Over haircut over internet.
I can't do anything about the internet, Patrick. I can't do anything. Cox Cable apparently doesn't want to ever give me, huh?
I expected you to be parked outside right now, so I guess that's
it may happen in emergency situations, but they don't want to give me internet. I don't know if we really burned through that much internet or what, but they don't. You must
have been watching lots and lots of porn.
They don't want to call us. Like, they're supposed to call us. We can't call them. Lola tried again today. They're like, no. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but yeah, I'm gonna have some backup situations. Right now, I'm running on Lola's phone
until her data goes, and then she can't use her phone either.
So I burn through her data. I've got multiple. So I've got a phone that I got from Verizon. Then Lola got a phone. Then I got an iPad. I traded in my iPad and had it. Something happened here.
I'm still here. You're still here.
Yeah. I'm trying.
At least on my screen, we're all still here.
No, it bumped me on to something else. Let me see. I don't know why it did that. It did that again to me yesterday. So let me see if I can get this. Speaking of the internet, there's stuff going on, and I'm not really sure why the internet is doing whatever craziness it's doing. So let's see.
I think we're still live as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we are, but we're on the wrong internet.
You're on the wrong. Okay.
Yeah, from what I can see here, and it bumped us down a little bit, so I'm waiting to see. Come on.
You got to switch back over.
Yeah, give me the option. No, it doesn't want to give me the option. Yeah. So
you can always restart.
Oh, here we go. Now it just gave me. I don't know why it did that. It kicked us out here. Let's see if we can get on there. Bumped me onto the house thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's because if I ever do it from here, it does that. If I do it from somewhere else, it doesn't do that. But I started out on the internet. So yeah, we're gonna basically wind up with a bunch of devices, Patrick. That's what I was saying to you. We're adding on devices for bandwidth, but there's a limit.
Yeah, and it costs money.
Yes. So we're looking into options and different ways of doing things. The first phone has already been shut off for this month.
Well, they don't shut you off. They just throttle you way
down.
Way back to where it's basically useless.
Yeah, way down to like half up, half down.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not gonna do a podcast.
You can't run a show off that.
No. So anyway, so that's that. I was telling. First of all, I spoke about this yesterday, but Richard Hoffman of BWE Firearms, for anyone who doesn't know, he's in the hospital. He had to have some emergency surgery. He really wasn't feeling well. If you look at the video that I put up with the Sturmgewehr, you could see that he's not completely himself there. And he wasn't feeling well when we were shooting that, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he wound up in the hospital, in the emergency room. Thankfully, they figured out what was wrong with him, and he had some surgery, so he's recovering.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone out there who, if you've got a project or something going with BWE and you can't get in touch with them, this is why. As soon as he gets back to work, he'll be able to get your things out to you. So you should be able to pick up the slack there, Patrick, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a 40-year veteran of the gun-making industry. I can do everything he can. Perfectly.
You could fix
Have you compared the MP5s? We should put them next to each other and see what the differences are between a 40-year veteran and a year-and-a-half-year veteran.
Do you want to do it? We could do that.
We can. I don't care.
Next time we make a video. Yeah, next time we make a video, we'll totally.
So the internet makes everything look really good because I don't focus on the bad stuff. So I just show the good stuff. So yeah, we can show off every imperfection.
Yeah. But he'll be back.
He'll be back up and running. I
Yeah.
told his wife when I called the other day that
Mhm.
I think the hardest thing for her, is going to be keeping him out of the garage. He has a work from home business. Well, work from home. His machine shop, his whole business is in his garage at his house. So I told her the hardest thing is going to be keeping him from working, because I guarantee his surgeons and doctors are going to say no heavy lifting, no working. You need to relax. And knowing his personality, it's going to drive him nuts. It's going to drive him.
He's not going to listen to those guys.
Yeah.
And I'm switching cameras. Which one do you think is better? This is the MacBook Air camera.
I liked that one.
this-
I watched it last night
Yeah.
versus
and
the
this is-
over-the-head camera.
Yeah, this is the over-the-head camera when you guys can see me drinking my vitamin water.
Lynn Holtz asked if I'm hitting that corn and rye tonight. I am not. I'm a light drinker. I just show off on the internet, making people think I'm a heavy drinker. But
How many sips of that thing did you have?
half. I just put it to my lips. And, okay, that's enough.
Oh boy.
We did finish off a whole jar though during the funny story, I guess. We finished off a whole jar during the day of the wedding. The day of the wedding went by so fast because I spent most of it just completely trashed. Bawled my eyes out a couple times, drank way too much, and then the next day we couldn't leave North Carolina until like 2:00 in the afternoon because
Wait, I missed something. What were you crying about? What was the
wedding? The day of the wedding. I drank it too much.
You were crying at your own wedding?
Oh hell yeah! All the men at went down to the bottom level so all the girls could get ready upstairs, and we just started drinking. And then
what are you crying about though?
Marrying my wife. It's wonderful.
Oh,
dancing with my mom. I'm a sentimental
I see,
man.
the whole family.
I'm a sentimental man.
This makes me regret that I missed it now because I could just have that footage forever.
Oh yeah.
I will forever hold that against
I've
you.
never posted it. We have a little bit of footage.
Of you bawling your eyes out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You never showed us the wedding footage.
No,
sir.
no, I've never showed it. I by dinner
think we need
time,
to see this.
I was very intoxicated, and then we scarfed down some food and started walking around talking to guests, and by that, it just felt like the night ended so quickly. Like it just shot by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think people are saying that they like the MacBook Air one better.
Yeah, I think it looks better.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll switch for that every now and then just to switch it up, keep you guys interested. We'll go out to another one, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I get it. It could be emotional with all the family there and stuff.
So point being, I'm not a heavy drinker.
Yeah. Here's what I want to know. Did Marley cry?
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes.
Okay.
She's sentimental as well.
Yeah. Okay. The only video I saw was Marley dancing, which is like,
we
Marley
didn't put
likes
up
to
a whole
dance.
lot.
Yeah,
she does. No,
Yeah.
she does a lot more. I tend to be the introvert. Marley is definitely the extrovert of the relationship.
Yeah.
Which is funny because on the internet, I think people probably think I'm an extrovert, but I'm absolutely I like being by myself and doing my own things, and crowds wear me out real fast.
Yeah. Brian Quick says you should have got a prenup, or you might be crying.
That's his favorite thing to say. I don't know if he'll ever stop saying that one.
Marley's a good chick. You married a good chick. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably too good for you. Probably too good for you.
Yeah, I married up, I'd say.
As we've all heard, as I hear every day, or people say that subliminally to me every time. Like yes, you're so lucky. That means
you married up.
Yeah, it means why did that woman even marry you?
Sometimes I think that.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. So I'm gonna put in a request to see this wedding footage.
Yeah, well, I'll have to ask her if we can find some videos of the night.
Yeah. So what gun stuff has been on your mind? I know we were on the show. We did the show Monday, but you were just back, and any gun stuff really sticking on your mind? Any?
Interesting thing. I found out that people love the high point carbine. That video in 2 days has gotten 1,000 views, and it's continuing to climb. Lots of comments. People love that thing. I'm really surprised. I surprised myself that I actually liked it a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I'd like it as much.
The carbine is cool.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
So, video. Whatever I did to that video, pulled people out and had them watching. So it was kind of exciting. Good views
Okay,
on
I
it.
suggest you guys go over to Babyface P on YouTube, check out that video, leave comments and stuff like that. I need to get in there and check that out too,
Best
share
thing
it
you
and
can do
stuff.
is leave a comment. That's what I
Yeah.
found.
Yeah, it's just been crazy for me, so I haven't. There's a whole bunch of things I
I
haven't gotten around to. Oh, here we go. Armament and Axes is chiming right in. Hank, you are lucky. Lola is awesome and so good to you. All right, because whatevs, bro.
Let's see what's in the news.
Lola
I'm
is
pulling
very
up.
lucky, by the way, to be married to me.
Is she now?
If anyone's wondering, it's definitely the size of the schlong.
Okay, because Indians
I'm not
Indians are known
wealthy.
for that, right?
No, not that I know of. Yeah. So I don't have money, not super good looking. I'm not gonna inherit any kind of fortune. I
Truth
must
About
have.
Guns
Yeah.
has changed their layout, and I don't like it.
Yes, I agree with you, sir. I don't like the layout of the Truth About Guns either.
I liked it before.
Yeah, not a big fan. Not a big fan of that. There was the Guntopia video, or the Guntopia, Welcome to Guntopia, where firearms will decide if and when you can use them.
Is that on Truth About Guns?
So that is on the Truth About Guns, and let me see how the hairy heck I screen share here. I think. Okay,
Yeah, I
hold
don't
on.
like
I think
this. Oh,
I
this
think I
layout.
could do it. Let me see if I could do this. Nope, wrong button. Yeah, I don't know if I could actually. Let me see. Is that the screen share? No, wrong button. Yeah, that is the screen share. Okay, hold on. So, are you guys seeing that? I don't even know because I got this little tiny baby screen. So I don't know if you guys can see what's coming up on the screen. Welcome to Guntopia, where firearms will decide if and when you can use them. I don't know.
I can see it on my screen,
It
actually.
showed up?
It's showing on my screen. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I thought it was. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. I'll have to look
I don't
over
know.
at the video.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to figure this out. It's a little tiny little itty bitty baby screen here that we're using. Let's see. So this article has a picture for the people listening on audio.
Nope. We right now are seeing just the back of your desktop.
Yeah. Okay. So that didn't work.
No, not even a little.
So it's talking about.
Lindholt says, "Ooh, look at the pretty colors."
Yeah, it's talking about smart gun proposals, which we've had that conversation a lot about smart guns. No.
I'm not opposed to them existing in general,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem comes when they start telling you you have to own this. Your firearm must have this technology. That's when we have an issue.
Yeah. Well, that's true. If you want to own a smart gun, fine. But people being mandated to only have smart guns, I'm not with that.
And that's where it's going. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to go.
Yeah. Let's see. Warsaw Patriot has something. He says, Lifestyles Locked and Loaded. I have something I'd like to report and bring up. It's kind of serious. Okay, what is it?
Let us know.
Warsaw Patriot.
Man, this whole set. Listen,
so what is it you'd like to address? Let us know what you'd like to address, and we'll get it up here.
Whoever runs the Truth About Guns, your overlay sucks ass. Whoever redesigned this, it sucks a whole bunch of ass. I don't see how it helped. Actually, here, let me do this.
It makes it harder to find articles and things like that. It just looks weird.
It does. Yeah. And I'm guessing... Oh, they're not even hiding ads in the articles. So they're not even doing... I don't understand the reason then. It's not like you're even hiding in C2 ads. You're just making
I don't know why they switched to that. I noticed that. It doesn't really work for me.
Guys.
Every time I see it, I want to pull away from there.
It's awful. I liked where I had a way to just go through line by line and see everything. Yes.
Yeah, easy to just scan down the line. Yeah. Please, next time, consult with us before you make any major life changes.
Yes, please, just give me a call. I'll put out my number. You can give me a call, and I'll have a modest consulting fee to tell you how to build your website better next time.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. You guys can let us know what you think about it. I'm still waiting for Warsaw Patriot to bring up the thing he would like to talk about. So if you would like to put it in there, let me know what the subject is. Warsaw Patriot. Um, and Len
Yeah.
Holt
John,
says, go ahead, go ahead.
John Doe says next step, pee in a cup to unlock gun. I was gonna say yeah, blow in a tube. It's like a
Yeah,
card thing. Got to blow in the tube to unlock your gun.
right. Len Holt says, I'll trust a smart gun when Hank can run his show with no technical issues. I mean, Apple products. Go figure. Oh boy. I
Been hearing
prefer to
reports that
use.
states and feds, aka the FBI, have been taking and writing down and taking pictures of people's cars while they are at gun shops. Wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Hmm.
If that were to come true, I feel like that'd be a great lawsuit. But who knows if that would
Yeah.
ever.
Hmm. Yeah. You know what? I don't know about that. I would definitely say that it sucks if they're doing that, but
Entirely plausible.
yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me
There's
at
a
all.
lot of crap going on. Okay, let's throw this up here. What I think this is what Warsaw Patriot's talking about. I've been hearing reports in states, the feds, AK. Okay, that's what that's what you said
Mm-hmm.
right there. Writing
Mm-hmm.
down, taking pics of people's car plates while they're at gun shops. Um, yeah. I'd like to know what states. What states have you heard that? Um, and if people see that, they should write down the numbers and plates of those people doing that. And then he goes on to say, the FBI is violating state and federal law by taking pics of people's car plates while at gun shops. Is there a specific federal law against that?
I don't know if there's a federal law prohibiting it. If your car is on public property, they can take pictures of whatever they want. It's just skeezy as hell.
Yeah. And what are they up to? So I don't know. We would have to find out. I wonder if John Crump knows anything about this. Hold on.
If he did, I'm sure he would tell us
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll check with him here. I'll check in with
Eight,
him, see if he has anything on this.
Yesterday, here's an interesting one. ATF reclassifies Tommy Built Tactical T-36 receiver as a machine gun. This is the guy who is making the G36 clones. So you send him a lot of times you have to send him an SL8, an HK SL8, and he'll convert it to look. He molds the furniture and everything, so makes it look like a G36. I guess his receiver that he was making is now considered a machine gun, which is retarded.
So what does this mean? They're going to be going after people who have those, or what's the deal? Or they all have to go
guess.
back?
My guess is they'll have to go back to him.
What is this? What's his thing called? I just need like a refresher of this. By the way, smash the thumbs ups for all the folks out there. Smash those thumbs ups.
Tommy Built Tactical makes it's a T36, but it's a G36 is what he's making.
Okay, so Tommy Built Tactical G36.
Yeah, it's the German HK, their standard infantry assault rifle. Tommy Built's in Florida? Oh, I thought he was out west. Richard Monder says Tommy Built is located in Florida. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. It's called
with that
the
said,
T36? T36,
yeah,
okay.
we have received unfortunate news that the receiver of the T-36 will now be classified by ATF as a machine gun receiver. ATF has recently determined that the blocks and restrictions manufactured into the semi-automatic receiver, which are replica of the SL8 prevention method, are not sufficient and now require an auto-sear block on this platform. We disagree with this position, but do not make the regulatory decisions. So I guess the SL8s can't be imported now because they are machine guns? What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know where this is coming from. So, but here's what I'm trying to figure out. What do people have to do? They have to send these back? They have to, is there like a recall on it?
Somebody's going to have to ask Tim from Military Arms Channel, because I know he owns one. See what because he'll be in on it, I'm sure, to have to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Where did they move
So
to?
John Crump is saying in regards to the FBI thing, he says he's heard about that, but he's not been able to verify it. And he says every source I have at the FBI doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, so it could be BS.
Yeah. There's a lot of people causing panic right now, and I'm not trying to point fingers at anyone, but if we get crazy about every bit of news that's coming out there, or everything that people are posting, we're going to lose our minds. I'm not saying don't track it, for sure. Track everything that's going on, but I think there's also some tactics here to try to push our buttons and influence us to do things. So we need to remain calm at all
Appalachian
times
Gunrunner
here.
says Tommyville is taking in any that he has sold, and he has a new approved design and offering to replace the receiver for $250. That's expensive. I wonder if there's any lawsuit that could be brought before the Supreme Court that now that you technically have a machine gun that's been classified by the ATF, can they legally take it away from you? Well, it's not a registered machine gun, so it's illegal, so there's probably no case there.
Mm-hmm.
That case that was in Texas years ago that they were trying to push was the ATF wrongfully gave a guy a Form 1 for a machine gun and then wrote him back 2 weeks later and said, oh, no, that's a mistake, give it back. And he was like, no, no, I'm not giving it back. It's my Form 1. So I don't know whatever came of that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alan Powell, 1776 says, so the sky isn't always falling. I don't want to say that. I think that there's we have cause to be concerned about things that are happening. That's that's without a doubt. I'm just trying to say that be aware there's also like a competition to in this space, right, of making videos, content creators, people posting things up. There's a competition going on for the eyes and ears and the hearts and souls of folks out there. So there is a lot of stuff getting posted that's not necessarily confirmed or anything like that. And I just think burnout is the only reason I say it is because that's our biggest enemy right now, burnout. You know, if there's a couple things. I think burnout is a big thing for most people because eventually people will just start tuning out.
It's the crying wolf scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody cries wolf for long enough and you start ignoring them when nothing comes of it, you know?
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So Alan Powell says, I agree, the people who fearmonger are usually I'm against. Yeah.
Click farming. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing, the other thing that I'm worried about is if people start getting their buttons pushed and a few folks out there start doing bad things because their buttons are getting pushed. And then this leads to people using that to do other things, and that leads to everyone having to jump in there because, hey, shots have been fired, kind of a situation.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Did
you guys hear about Tiger Woods? Yeah, Tiger Woods got drove off the road and crashed his car. Did you not hear about that one? That was yesterday.
Yes, I did hear of that. I think he broke a leg or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. They tested him and he wasn't drunk. He just drove off the road and flipped his car over.
Yeah. So John Crump says he has a new article up. Let's see.
Where can we find it?
It's going to be on the AmmoLand, I'm assuming. And I'm not really sure how I share that yet. So let's see which one it is. Rob. John Crump, a real breakdown. Okay, so let's see. Maybe I could share this with you and with the folks in the chat, and then that way, forgive me to everyone out there who's expecting me to throw it up on the screen or something. I got to figure out exactly how to do that. But I did put a link in here, and I will tell you the title of it. It's on AmmoLand News by John Crump, a real breakdown of NFA numbers and backlog solutions. And he says here, in 2019, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives budgeted $13.2 million in additional funding for the National Firearms branch, NFA branch. The ATF uses the new money to hire 25 additional employees, including 13 more examiners, bringing the number to 42 employees assigned to the branch. The new employees doubled the size of the department. Also, at-risk industry operations investigators, IOIs, started a temporary detail in the NFA branch. The additional funding goal was to help the ATF process NFA applications within a 90-day time frame. He goes on to say the experiment has failed. Processing times for NFA items are higher than ever. The ATF blames these delays on the number of Americans buying suppressors and making short-barreled rifles.
It's
Then
our
make it,
fault.
yeah, take it
you.
off the books.
Right?
Take it off the books. That's it.
It'd be real easy, but how much tax money would they lose doing that?
How much control I think is more important, but yes, tax money is also a thing. The agency says it processed 512,315 NFA applications for 2,353,436 guns. This number breaks down to around 12,200 applications per employee. Yeah, I could save you a lot of money on those employees. Legalize it.
Yeah, deregulate it.
Yeah, this number sounds daunting until you dig deeper into the statistics. Only 9.7% of the applications consisted of a Form 1 or Form 4. The vast majority of the applications the ATF processed were from dealers, manufacturers, and from things like exportation by the military. None of these applications require a background check, checking fingerprints, and processing passport pictures. It just needs the ATF to update the database. So we'll get into it. Subtracting the number of industry applications from the total number leaves the ATF with 49,695 applications from private citizens. Even if you remove the underperforming IOIs that the ATF put on temporary detail to the NFA division, this means the ATF is only processing 1,183 non-industry forms per employee per year. This number further breaks down to less than 23 applications per employee per week. So it says if the employees can't keep up with the volume, maybe it's time the ATF shift gears and attacks the problems from another angle. The ultimate solution would be to get rid of the NFA. Ba-boom. Realistically, the NFA's chances of being repealed wholesale by Congress is probably a long shot due to the Biden administration being hostile to any pro-gun legislation and anti-gun politicians controlling both chambers. So you can go on to read this. What do you think about this, Patrick?
I mean, we've been saying the same thing for so long. Deregulate suppressors, deregulate SBRs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring back machine guns as new registered items. I'll go that far. I won't demand that they deregulate machine guns as well, because that'll never happen. None of this will ever happen. It's all wishful thinking. But at least give us our suppressors so we don't have to freaking wait. And SBRs, none of them, neither of them are any more dangerous than anything else. And they're not used in crimes. There's no point in regulating them. So
yeah, and I would agree with that, and I would say that even if you don't want to get rid of it, maybe this shouldn't be so difficult to do. Maybe it shouldn't be all these hoops that everyone has to jump through to do this.
Listen, if
right,
the left is so pro universal background checks. If the NICS system works so flawlessly, then why don't we just add suppressors and SBRs to the NICS system? Real quick background check. You put in the information, you come back approved, and you get your suppressor. Or,
for example, with the Homeland Security, right? We got all these security checks at the airport, and then there's a way to jump on that line, right? Right? There's a way that you can get pre-approval, or what is it called? I hate that thing. I've never actually done it.
I've never done it, but I know what you're talking about. Where you go through the process of paying them $75 so you can skip their line, basically.
Yeah. Now I'm with everyone to take this stuff off the NFA. That's the first choice. But if they want to do something here, maybe people who are always doing this, you make this easy. You make this easy, and then we can just get all of this out of the way. But honestly, if they can't handle this workload, what the hell are they doing over there? I mean, they are going to too many glory holes up at the ATF.
They got them set up all over the country. You got to be careful.
Yeah. John Crump says like a pre-check.
Holes.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what Crump is up to. You're happy. You're. If you want to come on, you can come on and talk about that. I know Crump has COVID. Thankfully, he can't infect us over the internet. But I heard he got it from Flying Rich when he was kidnapped by Flying Rich over there in New York. If it really happened, I don't know if it was a voluntary situation. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. Richard Maunder says you should be able to buy them from your FFL with no BS like in the UK.
That's it's just stupid. It's also stupid. Hollywood has almost ruined has almost ruined it, but
yeah. Flying Rich says there were so many TSA Fast Pass people at the Islip Airport. The quickest way through was TSA was not to have pre-check.
Right? It's funny that it opens it up to everybody.
Yeah. And Kathleen Music Lover says when you get a concealed carry permit, don't you go through the FBI? It's some kind of. It depends, I think, right?
I don't know who does the checking, because concealed carry permits are by state, so it's not a federal thing; it's a state thing. So, like here in Florida, the agriculture department handles processing those. I don't know what kind of checks actually happen in the back end. I've never seen it, so.
Right. Brian Quick says Fauci will say tomorrow that you can get COVID through the internet and you need to wear 2 masks while on the video chat, podcast, etc. So when they're gonna stop? Can I tell you something? This is really. They still haven't stopped it, man, and they don't show any signs of stopping it. And there's a lot of things. You know what I heard today? That's interesting. There's now a chip shortage around the world. Have you heard the same thing?
Chips, as in what
as
kind of
in
chips?
Microchips and processors and stuff like that. And I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Oh, you have heard it. Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Well, no, I heard this from the guys at the Audi dealership, and they were telling me that it's slowing down delivery or manufacturing even of cars. Yeah.
It's slowing down everything.
Yeah.
Processors are slow. Phones are everything uses them now. So yeah, it's slowing down production of everything.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. By the way, you guys hearing that fan kick on from time to time? I don't know if that's... Okay, I'm just trying to check and see if that's showing up on my... That's basically, I've got a whole battery set up in here so I don't have to run the generator when I'm doing all of this and make more noise.
Illinois, did you see criminal justice reform happened in Illinois this week? It's wonderful. They are removing cash bails. So you basically just do a crime, go get signed in, and then they kick you right back to the streets.
Yeah, go right back. It's
right back out on the streets. And they're so proud of it.
Crime by the numbers. It almost pays. It crime does pay now.
It's beautiful how proud they are of.
Yeah.
Oh, and that guy's wearing a what's that cloth? African cloth thing.
Kente?
Yeah. Yep. That one guy in the background's got one on.
Who? What background?
It's a picture of a Twitter post of the governor signing his criminal reform bill, and there's a black guy in the back with one of those around his neck.
Oh, with the Kente cloth. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Still doing that, I guess.
Misappropriation of whatever. It's so crazy. I heard that what's the name of the oh man, what's the Ebony and Ivory together perfect. What's his name? What's the name of that singer? I forgot.
Paul McCartney?
No.
Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder is moving to Ghana.
What?
Yes, I heard that the other day. Stevie Wonder is going to Ghana.
Stevie Wonder tells Oprah he is permanently moving to Ghana to protect grandchildren. I mean, he is blind, right? So he can't even. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a beachfront property.
They will rob him double blind. They'll rob him so hard he'll get his vision back.
About his plan to move to Ghana indefinitely as part of his efforts to shield his lineage of grandchildren to make grand and great-grandchildren from racial injustice in the U.S.
Yeah.
You've been there, right? Is that where you lived for a while?
No, I lived in Nigeria. Lola was born in Ghana.
Well, okay. Lola's got to tell us some how great that country is.
Yeah, Ghana is actually, of the African nations, Ghana is actually pretty nice. You know,
God.
Ghana makes, there's a lot of coffee and cocoa that comes from Ghana.
That sounds pretty nice.
Yes, and the
But
Guinean people are very friendly. There's not a lot of revolutions and stuff like that going on there. They're basically very passive. I lived in Nigeria. Those mofos are hardcore. You can get a regime change in Nigeria like every weekend. But Ghana's pretty stable as so far as African nations go, and this is why a lot of people are perhaps thinking of going over there. But you know, it's not America.
go on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not giving up freedoms for
You could be
unity.
if you pay them the right money, Patrick. They
Yeah,
will
whatever you
make
want.
you a chief of a tribe over there. You could be an African prince,
Oh,
legit,
chief, could you imagine
legit.
if I came back and I'm like, I'm now an African American. I'm the chief of
This is what
Guyanese
you should
tribe.
do. This is what you should do with your YouTube money, sir.
Just make myself a chief of a tribe that I've created,
Yeah.
and then I start going as I'm African American. I'm running
Yeah,
a
I'm
tribe in
chief.
Africa.
Oh yeah,
Chief of a tribe.
I am a prince among my people. Yeah.
So, are you excited for the next Coming to America?
No, I don't even want to see it. It looks
What?
horrible. I
I
saw the
haven't seen the
trailer.
previews.
Oh, look at it's so bad.
Really?
It's so bad. I'm not gonna watch it. Maybe I'm not. I'm definitely not paying the money to watch it.
Is it just
I think it's
is it
gonna
just
be on
pandering,
Amazon Prime.
or like what's wrong with it?
The story is
Oh.
so stupid. So the storyline is okay. If you saw the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the storyline is they went back to where's not Wakanda. What's the
I don't know what country they were from
the
originally.
the Coming to America one is Zamunda. Zamunda.
Zamunda. Okay.
Because I always say to people, I'd rather be from Zamunda than Wakanda.
Yeah. Okay.
So they go back to Zamunda. He gets married. He has children and everything. And somehow in the movie, Lion King, Darth Vader voice dude,
Mm-hmm.
James Earl Jones says, "Oh, you have a son in America." That it's like what? So apparently he had a son in America. So apparently Coming to America was really Coming to America 2 because there was already Coming to America 1 that we didn't see, that he came to America and had a son. And when
What?
it's so stupid. And when he goes back to America, the son was with that chick from Saturday Night Live that, yes, you can get mad at me and try to cancel me if you want to, but she is not attractive.
Which Saturday
That
Night Live?
comedian is the black comedian. I can't remember her name. She was on Saturday Night Live. She's not attractive. Okay.
Saturday Night
I'll
Live.
just put it to you this way. God double smacked her with the ugly stick. Someone's gonna tell
I'm
me.
looking up the IMDb. I
uh,
don't know the name of her. Hold on, I'm looking.
Saturday Night Live comedian chick. She's
Shari Headley? That's not her.
no.
No, because she's not bad looking.
Oh man, what is her name? She's been in the news. Every time someone says that she's not attractive, they get in
Leslie
trouble.
Jones.
Leslie Jones.
I know exactly who
Leslie
you're talking
Jones,
about.
bro. Leslie Jones.
Woo.
Yeah. No,
No.
she's not attractive. So you're trying to tell me that so the Prince of Zamunda came to America. I don't care if Leslie Jones was younger, she still wasn't attractive. She's probably gotten less. She's probably gotten less ugly with time and money. So back then he came to. What happened to him? What was he drunk? Was he drunk and high?
We got Max
Was he-
in the channel. He says he's subbing because you're just a pig. How dare you?
who was that?
It's military arms channel.
Odds are being misogynistic, demeaning women, racist pig. You're probably a commie too. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. But remember, her and three others ruined a wonderful franchise, which was Ghostbusters. So, and then they got mad when they were, what was it? They're filming a new Ghostbusters, and the son, the guy that's directing it, who was the son of the originator, was like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna forget that other one even happened," and they all got pissed.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Mac. He put up a video of him torture testing his guns, some rifles, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet. Yeah, I want to see which one of those, if they all survived or whatever. So anyway, I don't want to see that movie.
Okay, so they ruined it for you.
Yeah, they ruined it for me. He got a love child from somewhere before it. So it negates. So basically, they're, what is that thing called? Retroconning or
Retconning, yeah.
yeah, they're
Retconning.
retconning Coming to America. Well, that is an
Wait,
American classic.
So are they saying that? Are they saying that he Coming to America happened, and then he left and went back to
No.
Zamunda?
Supposedly, before Coming to America, he came to America and came all up in Leslie Jones and had a baby. And I was.
I'm not gonna say anything.
In Eddie Murphy's worst day. In Eddie Murphy's worst
Would
day.
never happen. Would never happen.
What are we talking about here? I mean, look, someone in the world finds Leslie Jones attractive. Okay.
I have never met that person.
Yeah, there's dudes who have transitioned over that are 100 times more attractive than Leslie
God.
Jones.
Okay?
God. I'm just trying to say.
Oh
no. Max says, and no one cared, laugh out loud, low view count on video, and I beat on some nice rifles. I get no
it's all
respect,
perspective, right? It's all perspective. 34,000 views, low view count, to a million subscriber channel. 34,000 views to me, I'm like, damn, I'm doing great.
I think but come on, we're talking about Mac. Mac is over a million subscribers.
I know. It's all perspective based on the channel.
Well, it was suggested to me. I didn't get a chance because I literally saw it before I came in here to do this. I'm gonna watch it, and I would like the folks out there to, you know what? Let's do this right now because Mac is always helping us out. Let's all help out Mac. Go to YouTube, people, and smash the thumbs ups on that video. Let's do Hands Across America comment for Mac. What?
Just leave a comment that says Babyface P sent me. That's what I want. Babyface P sent me, because comments help. Everybody likes a comment, and then I get a little plug. So
you're trying to horn in. You're trying to horn in on us helping out. Okay, Mac. I hope you saw that. You saw what Patrick did here. And let me see. I'm gonna go.
Listen,
maybe
we'll get help themselves, right?
Maybe we'll get Mac to go check out your. See, there it is, right there. There it goes. Freeze test. I'm gonna go click on that. Okay, I gotta mute that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna smash the thumbs ups. Wait, hold on. Now it's making me sign in. Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's not gonna work.
What is going on?
You just the internet, the tech world is just not having it right now.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, I signed in. All right, let's see. So smash the thumbs up. No, thumbs up. Okay, let me leave a comment here. I'm assuming you could comment. I don't see.
From your phone? Yeah, you should be able to. It's they moved it. So you scroll down, and there's a little spot in between suggested videos and the main video. You click there, and that's where your comments are now.
Holy moly. Why are they doing that?
They moved it to probably get suggested videos rated higher. They're always playing with that out.
Okay, yeah, I found it. Okay, so we're all putting Babyface P sent me.
Babyface P sent me. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, boy. Someone's going to see that.
And go, what?
And go, why are they trailing? Why are they trolling? Baby.
There's no troll. I'm sending you there to watch the video.
Yeah. How frozen in is Mac? That's one of the things I'm.
He's in Illinois? No, he's in. Where's I gotta go look. Where's Copper Cup?
He is in
Midwest.
He is in
Arizona.
Place. No, he's not in Arizona. No, he's close to Illinois. He's in some frozen place.
Valparaiso, Indiana. He's in Indiana.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't ask me, but I have that in my local. For a long time watching Mac's videos, I had picked this up in my local gun shop. I can't remember the name of it now. Something in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't remember the name of the shop, but I do remember Valparaiso, Indiana. So he's somewhere around there. He's in Indiana somewhere.
Yeah. He says, I cringe when I hear that intro song. I hear it 50 times a day. Yeah. It's very recognizable, though. You can't change it because people will never.
Yeah, no. If I hear it, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh God, so he's actually not far from Chicago, or at
Yeah.
least Valparaiso, Indiana is not far from Chicago.
Yeah, I can't actually see the video because I'm watching this, but oh, I see what he's doing. Now he's gonna spray. Hold on, let me go full screen here. So it looks like he's gonna spray these things and put them out in the cold.
And see how they
Uh,
survive.
one
See
of
if they
them.
fire.
Wait, one looks like an X95. Let me make my predictions right now before we get to that part. I'm predicting the X95 does well. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Let me
When
see
it
what other
comes to
guns do he has here.
freezing, it's all in the
Well,
design
there's an
of
AR. Yeah.
it's all in the design
Oh.
of where it's being frozen at. Let's
Hmm.
see. And the more you can hide everything from the freezing water, the better you are. But yeah, I
Hmm.
think an AR might survive all right.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wait,
You
we
just
got
got a
some kind of
big old
massive super chat
donation.
here. Let's see what this is. DRB166 gave us $100. What?
Whoa!
Awesome. He says, "Love this show. WLS pointed me this way. I think you are a true American, more aware than most who are born here. Mega kudos from the red part of Illinois." Okay, awesome.
Welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you. Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. That will all go to buying more cell phones so that we can keep.
Exactly. More
Yeah.
data. You need more internet data.
Yeah, we need to get Mac back on the show here so, he can, bless us, like, since we're doing this from the van, which, yes, Mac, I'm doing this from the van. In case, look,
Oh, so
this is a
so
van surrounding
so
me.
Mac sprayed water directly into the bolt catch area. Wow, it must have been really cold. Those are frozen up solid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be cold.
Sometimes I think Mac hates his guns.
Ah, that.
I'm predicting, though, I don't know. I know there was an AR, there was like a regular, let me see.
I've
There's a
never
bunch of
been. I don't know
ARs
about
here.
you, but I've never been in cold enough where you can spray water like that and have it
Mhm.
just freeze. Like I've never been in a cold enough environment where that happens.
Yeah. So Mac, yeah.
The SIG didn't do well. The AR didn't do well. The Which one is this? Is that
I
a?
want to know if the X95 did well.
Let me get
This
to
is
the
what I'm curious
X95.
about.
Get to the
X95.
X95.
He says there was 0 degrees before we shot them.
X95.
Huh.
Listen, he's cheating. I'm just going to throw this out there. He's got a suppressor on the front, so there's
They
extra
all have
oomph.
they all have suppressors though. It looks
No,
like.
no, none of them. Only the X95. There's extra gas in that system.
I
That
could-
sounds like cheating to
I
me.
could swear he was showing other guns with suppressors on it.
Is that an ARX or the Beretta? Is
Right
one of them
here,
the
there's
Beretta?
definitely an AR back here that has a suppressor on it also.
The AR does have a suppressor, so I guess
Yeah.
it's not too
we're all right now watching
The-
this video.
The Tavor does flawlessly, by the way.
The X95.
X95 does flawless. It looks like.
Boom, boom. Well, okay. Let's see. John Crump says you need me to help you set it up, Hank. And he says DRB166 says put it toward the Hank Strange antenna of justice. Okay, yes, I do appreciate that. John Crump says the HR127 stuff is dumb. Well, I think, and I saw Mac talking about that. I think that's the problem with burnout, and we need to pay attention to what's going on. When we had Eric Pratt on from GOA, he was talking about that we need to make sure that we don't get burnt out and we save our fire, for
Temper yourselves, because there's a lot coming. It was nice to disappear for a week in the mountains and not look at politics, but there's a lot coming down the pike. I have a feeling.
Yeah. Max still has that Jeep. This Jeep, man. Max had this Jeep for a long time. Which, by the way, Mac wants to get one of the Willis Jeeps, like what Walter and his friends.
Jeep.
Willys. Is it Willis?
That is one of so Willie's Jeep is actually on my bucket list of military vehicles because they're not horribly expensive. You can have them. A really nice example for like $12,000, I think, 12 to 15.
Yeah.
So they're not crazy expensive, and they're super practical. They're small. They go over everything.
Yeah.
Other than mud, you can't use them in mud, as they showed you over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, and if Mac is still there, I could tell you, I did a video on the Willys Jeep, and because I went to a military vehicle event out here in Florida, so these guys were going to convoy. There was like 5 of these Jeeps, and I was like, let's do a convoy out to this Air Force base. Had what's like what they call a magazine on it, so it's like a big bunker, and we were going to convoy out
storing
there.
ammo, right?
Yeah, for storing ordnances and all that kind of stuff, and it's like a big steel thing built under a mountain, and there's trees growing on top of it. You guys will see it in the video when I put it out. And I was thinking about Mac when I was making that because I remember him telling me that he really wants to get one of those. He's like a real Jeep fan.
They're awesome. They're so iconic. I want one too.
We started driving, and when we got to the mud, when we came off the tarmac and we got to the mud, two of these things turned back around. Because the people who were driving them didn't want them to get muddy. So, and those things are amazing. Like, I've seen these guys working on them with hand tools. If you break something, you can literally put these things back together, like in the field type of stuff.
Have you seen how they? A lot of times they got shipped assembled. A lot of times they would pick them up, crane them over, and ship them completely assembled. But have you seen how they came? They could have come in a crate, and I'm sure they got delivered some places as crates. Have you seen those crate vehicles? Completely disassembled, a chassis and a crate of parts, and they basically were like a Lego set. Here's your chassis, here's your parts, build it in the field and have it go. And super cool. Super cool.
Yes, and I think Walter says that there's still some like brand new in the box ones. Oh, there goes the X95 right there.
I've heard that. I imagine those carry a very, very high price tag.
Yeah,
and they're probably nobody's gonna build it. They're just gonna leave it in the box.
Yes.
Like a giant toy, like a Hank Strange.
Yes, I would just look at it. If it comes like in a Hot Wheels box, I'll just look at it. But you know, even India is making them, so there's a whole bunch of reproductions and stuff. There's a bunch of reproductions you could get. Mac is probably looking for like a real World War II one. Yeah.
Yeah, the real deal. And again, they're not, considering the prices of some military vehicles, they're not horribly expensive. The average person can get one. You just gotta do a little bit of saving.
Yeah, Alan Powell, 1776 says that's how Indiana Jones got his.
From a crate? Did he have it in a crate? I don't remember.
I seem to remember something like that from a movie. Was it a Jeep or a motorcycle? Maybe it was a. And he says same with Jurassic Park.
They had them in the crates. It's so cool.
Yeah. Stanley Walnut says the E-Hummer looks awesome, 100K. The E-Hummer does look good, but my problem with the E-Hummer is, to be honest with you, my thing with the and I know Luis Valdes is trying to come in here. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, audio just changed. So we got somebody on. Hey, there he is.
Yeah, let's see. I don't see the video, his video yet.
I can see it and I can hear him. E-Hummer. I don't like it.
Try to take both of you. Your cameras went off, so try to take your cameras on and off.
That was not my fault. That's your fault.
I don't know why that is, but it's not.
It's working fine here.
Let me see. Let me try this. Yeah, I can't see it here for some reason.
There, my camera's back.
All right, you guys got me or no?
Yeah, we got you.
We
hear you. I see you on Skype. Hank is having trouble because he's having trouble.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, give us
Lewis, it's nice to meet you. I don't think we've ever been on Hank's podcast together.
No, we have not.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Patrick, Babyface P.
Yeah, see, this is what I get. Everyone else can see it right now. There's like a basically blue screen with you two guys. And then
I did a video a couple weeks back about one of your articles you posted showing the top. What was it, 12 things that were coming down the pike in Florida? They were like 12 different things that were being pushed.
The 12 different gun control bills that
some of them were just unbelievably insane. Like, and you know, I'm a little disappointed in Floridians. A lot of people commented saying, "Oh, there's nothing to worry about. It'll never pass. None of this will ever pass. You have a Republican House and Senate. It'll never pass." And it's like, you guys need to watch what you say because be careful. Stuff can get by, you know?
Well, it was Republicans that passed gun control in 2018 after Parkland.
Exactly. Hank and I had a bad discussion with our local Republican because he said, "Oh, well, just let this pass now. We'll make up for it later." Yeah, right.
Still can't see you guys, by the way. You guys, you can ask the folks out there in the broadcast. So
Hank, I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna hang up and
Yeah, hang up and dial back again, and let's see if that brings back Babyface.
Yeah, I see. It's just too blue and.
Yeah,
Dude,
because
Skype
I don't
is
know why
what it
that
is.
happened, and it's not me. I have no control over it. Smash the
If he
thumbs
comes
ups
back
out
in,
there.
I will drop back out as well.
Yeah.
Anything? Is that any better?
Nope.
better.
No, try taking your camera on and off. Try taking your
Okay,
camera
let's
on
see
and
here.
off. Let's see what that does. This is so weird. I don't.
You just gotta stop using Skype. Skype is the worst.
Yeah.
Anything?
No. No.
Skype is the worst.
Okay, both of you guys hang up and call back. Or Patrick, if you're
I'm
out.
dropping out.
Okay.
Do you need to call me?
Okay. Both of you hang up. I'll call you guys. I'll
Alright.
call you, Lewis. I'll call you.
All right. I'm just gonna say bye
Alright.
to everybody. I'm dropping out. Lewis, it was nice meeting you. I'll see everybody whenever I come back on. I'll have a
Alright.
video Friday, everybody. Video on
Cool.
Friday. See you guys.
Awesome. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. I will try to dial Lewis back here, but my Skype window is doing weird stuff. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to dial him back, to be honest with you, because it's doing weird stuff. Lewis, if you can hear me, try calling me back again. Let's see what happens there. For some reason, actually, let me see if I can restart my Skype. Yeah, I might even have to, let me quit it, because if there's no one on here, I should be able to restart the thing, and that should fix the issue, at least on my end. And then I'll call Lewis back. Boom. Man, this is
There we.
there, yeah, there you go. Boom.
I meant to say, when I hanged, I didn't realize I meant to Patrick. If you're still listening, I'm sorry that I hanged up earlier. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think the folks can hear us out there now. I think I'm not sure why all of that happened, and what's going on with that, but I think we got it worked out now. By the way, as Patrick said, make sure you guys check out his channel. While you're out there, hopefully we made him a little bit viral by trolling Military Arms channel over there. That looks like a good video, by the way, so when I get off of here, I'm going to go back and check it out. But we do have Luis Valdes of GOA Florida joining us. Luis, welcome to the show, man. What's going on?
Not much. Session's about to kick off
Mhm.
next week officially, so GOA is here on the ground in Tallahassee, making sure that the good stuff is passed and the bad stuff is blocked.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what's the new, hit us up with the new things or the most important things going on here in Florida that folks need to pay attention to?
So right now, there's a couple of pro-gun bills that we're keeping an eye on. You have House Bill 6001, that's constitutional carry. I'm sorry, that's I got my numbers confused. House Bill 123, that's constitutional carry. House Bill 6001 is campus carry, and 6005, that's the repeal of the ban on guns and ammo sales during declared states of emergency. And just this past Monday, Representative Sabatini introduced a new bill, House Bill 6083. That's to repeal the gun control that was passed after Parkland.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you want to start with the Parkland one, or to hit us up with the details of it? Let's start there. So that's to repeal all the crap that we got since Parkland, right? Which needs to go.
That's to repeal the mandatory 3-day waiting period, to repeal the under 21 purchase ban,
Mm-hmm.
to repeal the red flag, and to repeal the red flag laws.
Okay. What's our chances on that one here in Florida?
Right now, the chances on all of these bills is an uphill battle because the current Republican leadership is against it. I spoke at committee with Representative Byrd about 2 weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
for the church carry bill that we discussed earlier on your past episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the constitutional carry bill, for example, that's in Byrd's committee, and I asked him flat out, hey, when is this bill going to be brought up on the agenda for a public hearing and a vote? And he told me maybe towards the end of March, so halfway through session, and that's if I get approval from the House Speaker, Chris Sprouls.
Mm.
And so on paper, the committee chairs have complete autonomy on what bills will be heard and when they'll be heard and when they'll be voted on. In reality, the unwritten rule is they don't move unless they get approval from the legislative leadership. So if it's in the House, it's the House Speaker, and if it's the Senate President.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you have a Republican House Speaker that is basically directing his committee chairs not to bring up any pro-gun legislation that is worthwhile.
Wow, that's
Florida's
pretty
basically
bad.
Florida's basically a legislative dictatorship.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, and it's bad because when all of these, especially the stuff that happened after Parkland, they forced this through, and the Republicans that, of course, were running the show over there could have killed all of this in committee, as they are now the pro-gun stuff, right?
Of course.
So it really shows us where they're at. This begs two questions. One, what can we do anything about it here in Florida? Is there any way for us to give them a little nudge in the right direction? I'll start with that one.
Very much so. There's a number of things. During the last committee hearing for the church carry bill, it was actually that bill passed, and 3 Democrats actually voted in favor of that bill. And one of them flat out said that the reason why she voted in favor of it is she received repeated emails and phone calls from her constituents telling her, vote yes on this bill. Mind you, this is a Democrat that voted in favor of a pro carry bill.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, from the pressure, based on the pressure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, based on the pressure. Lawmakers are very, very susceptible to pressure, especially when here in Florida, because a lot of these districts are right in the middle. You know, they're not solid blue, they're not solid red, they're right in the middle. So if you put pressure on them, you can nudge them to vote in favor of what you want.
Yeah.
It comes down to the ever classic story: the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, if you're silent, they accept your silence as approval.
Okay, so 1A, to stick with that question for a second, what kind of time frame do we have to push them on this before it's not going to make any difference?
Well, the time frame is session has 60 days, so it officially starts on March 1st. So we'll have 60 days from that point to really put pressure on them, because they could wait until literally the last week, vote in favor of it, and bum rush it all through the committees and the floor, and get it on the governor's desk. So between now and the end of session is when we need to start putting pressure. We can't let up. And I know you were bringing up the issue of you don't want to burn out, and that's true. But what we need to do is we need to put an overall pressure on lawmakers. And the other thing we need to do is we need to put pressure on the governor, on DeSantis himself. In 2018, at the Sunshine Conference, which was, you know, the state party's Republican conference, he flat out said that if he was governor at the time, he would have vetoed the gun control bill passed after Parkland. He hasn't said squat since then in regards to pro-gun stances. He hasn't used his office as a bully pulpit. He hasn't spoken in favor of any pro-gun bills for constitutional carry or campus carry. And this is, you know, we're getting into 2021, so next year is already an election year. So he's going to be 3 years into office. So we need to put pressure on him, of course, too.
Yeah. So before, and that the question of the governor leads to question 2. But before I do that, I would say that I think the place that we can be the most effective right now is when it comes to local stuff. So if the folks out there are in Florida, or if you have friends or family in Florida, I suggest you point them in the direction of GOA and Luis Valdes of GOA Florida, because that would be a very effective way to get a good handle on all these kinds of things and be able to push back. But we could make the biggest difference in these local things, right, versus the national things. And it's where we can shut down a lot of this stuff if we can push the governor, if we could push our state legislators in the right direction. Which brings me to question number 2. I mean, I remember that another thing with these anti-gun laws that we got here in Florida, it was because Governor Christie at the time, that's now a senator, he called for that. So this is the reason why the
No,
legislature.
it wasn't Governor Christie. It was Governor Scott.
Scott. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
messed that up. Yeah, that's my bad. Scott.
Governor Christie did become a Democrat though, and
Yeah.
when he ran for Congress.
Yeah, I messed it up. That's my bad on that. Yes, Governor Scott, who now is Senator Scott.
Yep.
He called for this, and this is why they went for it. But he called for it because he wanted to go from being governor to being a senator. So he went for it, and now we've got DeSantis, who perhaps might be taking a run at the White House. Is this why you think he's ignoring this? And can we still put pressure behind him to get him to call for this, and maybe add more pressure over to the state legislators?
Of course, we could always put pressure.
Mhm.
Right now, what the tea leaves are telling me politically is that DeSantis is eyeing a possible run for the White House, but that's in 2024. So he would have to win. If he wants to have a good chance of winning Florida as a presidential candidate, he'll have to win next year as a gubernatorial candidate.
Mhm.
So he'll need support from gun owners on that. And
Mhm.
remember, it's quid pro quo. If he wants our vote, he has to give us something in return. On the other side, legislatively with the lawmakers, Chris Sprawls, the House Speaker, he's term limited in the state's House, but as the House Speaker, he gets to set up what the new congressional districts will be since the census was taken. Florida's increased in population, so there's going to be redistricting.
Mhm.
And the rumor mill is that he's going to gerrymander his own district in the Tampa Bay area for him to run for Congress.
Wow. Yeah.
So-
I think you told me this. Did you say this the last time?
I think I did. I don't
Yeah.
remember if I did or not, or if we
Mhm.
talked about it offline. And on the other side of the legislature, on the House or the Senate, Wilton Simpson, the guy that actually authored the Parkland gun control bill, he's term limited too. And the rumor mill is that he wants to run for Department of Agriculture as commissioner.
Mhm.
So of course, the guy that actually authored the gun control bill will be in charge of our concealed carry permits. So that's not great either.
Yeah. Yes, Stanley Walnuts is talking about Christie. He's not a senator. Scott, definitely Scott. That's a mistake on the error on my part. So yeah, we're talking about Governor Scott at the time called for this gun control. He got it, and then he used that to propel himself into the Senate, the National Senate, and yeah. It's weird, right? When I see him out there now, it's kind of weird because now he's playing a different game.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. So okay. So what can we do to nudge Governor DeSantis, in the right direction here?
Well, if I could figure out how to get to the chat here, so I could actually post the link,
Okay.
which I'm having technical issues, but while I'm doing that, on GOA on our website,
If you put it in our internal chat, I'll put it in the
Okay.
chat for all the folks out there.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
So on GOA, on our main website, we issued a state alert to contact Governor DeSantis, which has an edible but pre-written email
Mhm.
that will go straight to him.
Mhm.
And the whole goal of this email campaign is to literally put pressure and say,
Mhm.
hey, look, remember, we voted for you in 2018. 2022 is coming up. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
Mhm.
So let me get it up
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah. We definitely need to spend our time trying to push these guys in the right direction here in Florida. There's other states that are how can I put it? They're shoring up the Constitution and the Second Amendment specifically.
Oh, very much so.
yeah.
You just had Montana and Utah get constitutional carry, and I believe it was Indiana that their House just voted in favor of their constitutional carry bill too. So I
Mhm.
think it has to go before their Senate now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you now have 18, possibly 19 states that have constitutional carry, and Florida is still, we don't even have open carry. So yeah, that's definitely an issue.
Yeah. And I would say, because I know that this is what I got from a lot of these Republican politicians the last time around. Hey, if you don't support us, the other guys are worse. Don't fall for that. If they don't support us and what we want is the people, then they're the same as the other guys.
Mhm.
They are no different from the other guys. And the fear for them of the other guys getting that seat is what needs to keep them in line. So I just, I would just remind my fellow Floridians of that when you're dealing with these guys. And we all have the opportunities to see these people. You know, these are local people. We can see them, communicate with them. They can hear our voices more clearly. And if they wanna keep their seats of power, then they need to do what we want them to do. Otherwise, I think we just need to run people against them. So.
Oh, very, very much so.
Hmm.
In 2019, I spoke to Senator Baxley, and he flat out told me the
Hmm.
biggest issue is that Republican lawmakers in Tallahassee, they don't hear from gun owners, so they take that silence as approval.
Hmm.
And the other problem too is politically and legislatively, the RPOF, the Republican Party of Florida, they're actually pretty nonchalant on their stance on the Second Amendment. Their attitude is, well, we're pro-gun, but their definition of being pro-gun is they're just slightly to the right of what the Democrats are. So if the Democrats want to completely ban the complete ownership of firearms, the Republican stance is, well, we'll let you have a single-shot rifle, and they claim that as being pro-gun.
Hmm.
And going that this is still February, even though it's the tail end of the month, it's Black History Month. Florida is still enforcing laws that were passed back in the era of Jim Crow in regards to the Second Amendment.
Hmm.
I mean, going back all the way to 1893, our gun laws in terms of carrying were crafted specifically to disarm blacks and other minorities. The whole issue of having to get a concealed carry permit stems from that.
Hmm.
That's why we don't have unlicensed open carry or unlicensed concealed carry.
Yeah, I'm getting some reports of people that are having a tough time even trying to get into the live chat. If anyone had a tough time getting in here, let us know. I did just post into the chat. I'll do it again. I did post that link to GOA, which I would encourage you guys to go to. We really need folks to get signed up for that and pay attention. If you're not in Florida, you can share it with folks who are in Florida. Let me know if you're having a tough time. DRB166, once again, big thanks to you. He gave us $50. We really
Sweet.
appreciate that support. Thanks so much for that,
Thank you.
DRB166. Yeah, we it's so funny, man, these politicians here and what they're doing. And I think that they believe, and this is why I keep saying local stuff is so important. They believe that we're distracted with the national stuff and we're not paying attention to them and what they're doing. And maybe they're right? Maybe there's not a lot of people paying attention to them. What do you think about that?
I would say for sure, especially here in Florida, since we're a Republican supermajority, we have 102 Republicans between the House and Senate, and we have a governor as a Republican. So a lot of people just think, well, we're a Republican state, we don't have to worry about this. So yeah, they are focusing on Biden, which I agree. We need to focus on Biden and the federal government just as much here in the state, on the state level, because either end could screw you over. So
Yeah.
But going back to Florida specific issues, like I said, our gun control laws are literally based on enforcing Jim Crow and bigotry. It was passed the first requirement of a permit to carry was passed in 1893, and they continuously modified it. And the state constitution was even amended to where it says the people have the right to keep and bear arms, but the legislature has the authority to regulate the method of carrying. And the whole reason for that was to disarm blacks and later on to disarm Hispanics and other immigrants. And what was funny is if you go through the state's history, there was actually a state Supreme Court case in 1941. It was Watson v. State. And Justice Buford literally said this. He says, I know something of the history of this legislation. The original act of 1893 was passed when there was a great influx of Negro laborers into the state. The conditions existed when this act was amended in 1901, and the act was passed for the purpose of disarming these Negro laborers. The statute was never intended to be applied to the white population, and in practice has never been so applied. Again, he reemphasizes, it's never been within my knowledge any effort to enforce the provisions of the statute as to the white people of the state. And to this day, we're still carrying on that basic I would hate to say tradition, but we're carrying on that tradition because that's what a concealed carry permit is. It's a, you're asking a permission slip to exercise your rights.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's really important about that folks out there need to realize is that there are folks out there who are trying to make everyone believe that this is just a white guy thing. This is just an old white guy situation that they need to worry about. And I think all of us need to worry about it. And in the state of Florida, where there's still people trying to remove stand your ground and things like that exist here in Florida, these are things. Stand Your Ground, for example, helps more people of color than anything else. And so when people look at the national statistics of all these people that are buying guns, lots of people are buying guns in Florida as well. Lots of these people are minorities, right, and women that are buying guns in Florida. And here are people trying to make it more difficult for you to do that, and in some cases take those things away. And what we're advocating for here is to move Florida, make Florida more Second Amendment friendly and safe.
The whole goal here is to literally make Florida stick to its meme. We're
Mhm.
called the gunshine state. Why
Mhm.
the hell don't we have constitutional carry?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that we have 102 Republicans in the legislature, and yet year after year pro-gun bills die in committee or are never even heard?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think
whole state should be a Second Amendment sanctuary. The state should be saying, yeah, we're not going to allow, and then it should have teeth behind it. I've had some guests on lately that have been saying that, right?
Oh, very much so. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I find it ludicrous. You know my background. I was a cop for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's ludicrous that we have good, honest law enforcement officers that are being put in such positions where they have to look between their profession and the oath they took
Mm-hmm.
in regards to doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
The red flag laws are tantamount to a criminal act.
Mm-hmm.
Violating someone's Fourth Amendment rights to strip them of their Second Amendment rights. When I went through the academy, the first thing we learned is due process of law.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove in a court of law. You have to establish probable cause beyond a reasonable doubt that that person is guilty of a crime.
Yeah.
And red flag laws completely trounce that. It's horrific. It's ludicrous. It's horrible. It's maddening.
It has a high potential for weaponization as well.
Oh, the Democrats right now, one of their gun control bills that they're trying to push through is to expand red flag laws. They want to make it to where just about anyone could file a frivolous claim against you.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I'm against domestic violence. You're against domestic violence. I mean, everyone is against domestic violence. The best way to resolve domestic violence is not a piece of paper after the fact, is to let the victim be armed so they can defend themselves.
Yeah, let that potential victim have the ability to defend his or herself.
You know, the old saying, God created man, Samuel Colt made him equal. My wife, I love her. She's 5'2", 130 pounds. If I was violent, can I abuse her? Of course, I could easily abuse her. But here's the difference. She's packing every day.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'll never abuse her. She's the best thing in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that someone else on the street might not see her as a potential target.
Yeah.
But the fact that she packs every day and she carries and she knows how to defensively take care of herself with a firearm and even with a taser and mace makes her able to defend herself, gives her equality under the law.
Yeah, and these are things like what's happened. So, for example, if we go back to removing all the laws that came in under Parkland, I mean, first of all, it made it where you cannot purchase a firearm in the state of Florida until you're 21. How many young women out there, young men out there are living on their own at 18, 19, 20 years old?
Of course, you know, when I was 19 years old, I was off into the Army, but I know plenty of 19 and 20-year-olds that were, they're living off campus. It's the first time they're away from their folks. And you know the classic deal. If you're down in Miami and you want in-state tuition, they all come to FSU because it's the farthest place they can get away from their parents and still get in-state tuition. Mm-hmm. And Tallahassee, it's not exactly the safest town.
No, not at all, man. You know better than I do.
Yeah, it has a higher violent crime rate per capita than Miami. Mm-hmm. There's more violent crime here per capita. If the populations were equaled by number, than South Florida
Yeah,
does.
one of the most liberal parts of the state. I don't know, where's Gainesville on that? I think maybe Tallahassee's
Gainesville,
number one and Gainesville's number two.
Gainesville's pretty liberal too, but
Mhm.
Tallahassee, I think they're just about neck and neck. But
Mhm.
you have all these people living in these ratty apartments, and you're telling a 19-year-old, let's use for example a 19-year-old that, hey, he's in the reserves or in the National Guard, he's been trained to go to war, but he can't go to his local Walmart and he can't buy a little $200 Mossberg Maverick 88 for
Mhm.
self-defense
Yeah.
because he's that age. That's
Yeah,
ludicrous.
it's
That's crazy.
crazy. You're telling a 19-year-old, even a 20-year-old young woman who's, maybe going to school and working at the same time, coming home late, midnight hours and stuff like that. Now, you're not able to defend yourself.
Yeah, that's literally what Parkland did. That what the post Parkland gun control bill did.
Yeah.
And the fact that they constantly block campus carry, they're telling all of these people, especially these young women, oh, hey, we're fine if you get raped on campus. Because guess what one of the most common crimes on a university campus is?
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. So we really do need to overturn it. We need to work on it. I think the people of Florida need to pay attention. I know there's an event coming up in a few weeks, right? Where is that
Yes.
event? In Ocala?
Yep, Ocala. It's being hosted by Florida Carry, a very good state-level organization. GOA is going to be there. Eric's going to be there. I'm going to be there. So
I'll be there.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you have a link for that? If you have one and you could put it here, I'll share it with the folks. I'm kind of like I'm not able to share my screen stuff. I'm doing this out of the van now, Louis. I don't know if you notice what's going on here. So I'm still trying to figure everything out. What's the best way for people to even look that up?
I've gone to their website and I haven't been able to look it up. Let me go real quick here and see.
Yeah. Because I want to be able to get that out there. Maybe even make some posts and things like that about this to encourage folks to get out there. We really need the people in Florida that believe in the Constitution, believe in the Second Amendment, to stand up and push back on the politicians out there. We're electing these guys. They're getting in there easily, and they have no oversight when, the people are not looking at them. And we really need to pay attention to these guys and what they're doing. And if they don't do what we want them to do, we take away that thing that they want so much, which is the power and the seats. So
yeah, I'm looking on their website calendar right now, and they still don't have it up. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay, all right. We'll try to look into that and get some better info for you guys. And definitely, Lewis is going to be coming on here pretty much whenever he needs to. So if there's other events going on here in Florida, if you folks know of events going on here in Florida, let us know. Chris Bullis says he used to work in Ocala.
Okay.
There's lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff going on here in Ocala. I believe not this weekend. Actually, next weekend there's an RV. There's an RV show going on in Ocala, and I will be there if anyone who is looking or listening to this is in Ocala. I'll be out there for some time doing stuff. Yes, Mr. Big Kid says, Hank, that's in your van. Yes, I am transmitting from the van. Let me see. This is like a wider shot here. This is basically my van. Yep. I don't know if I open this door. That's the van. This is actually the bathroom over here. That's why.
Oh, so it's not a van. I was thinking you bought like a panel van, man. Those weird guys driving around with the free candy on the side.
No. It is a van. It's technically the same kind of. It's like a Ford Transit van. So that's like the same van that the Amazon Prime guys are driving around with delivering stuff.
So it's like that Mercedes and Dodge Sprinter.
Yes.
The larger cargo type
vans. Yeah. So this.
So you're not the creepy guy.
No, the Dodge one is about 20 feet is the longest you can get. The Mercedes, the longest I think is like 24. This is 22 feet, and it's tall enough I could stand up in it. And then there's a company, which the one I got this one from is Coachman, which is also in Indiana, where we had Mac in here earlier. But that Coachman company is actually in Indiana, and they build this up. So the cabinetry and stuff like that you see above me here. Let me see if I go to this. All this, the wood and stuff like that in here is done by the Amish people. So it's very nice. It's not like I'm not suffering or anything like that. It's just.
Oh, well, that's nice, man.
Yeah, the big thing that I've got to figure out with doing it this way is that, and then here's like, I don't know if you could see this. There's these are like windows and stuff behind me, but the biggest thing is the internet. So I've been using phones and things like that. So I'm literally doing this internet thing here on my phone. So that's how, you know.
Well, hey, I'm reading you loud and clear, so
Yeah,
so far it's working.
yeah. Smash the thumbs ups out there. John Doe says Hank is broadcasting from an ice cream truck. Let's see. Armament and Axis says Lewis's audio is a little funky. I don't know if you can give us a little bit more volume or something on the audio.
Can you hear me a little better?
Oh,
I'm
that's
in the
way.
process.
Yeah, that's way better just now. What you just did, at least on
I
my
am
end.
literally in the process of getting all new equipment.
Yeah.
Right now, all I have is a little $10 headset from Best Buy and a desk lamp and my laptop. So,
Oh, okay.
but
We need to.
we're in the process of getting actually professional equipment and all that.
Okay, cool.
Our goal for Florida is GOA. We're going to set up a Florida specific podcast to keep our members up to date. Of course, you up to date.
Yeah. Okay,
What's
we'll
going
do
on.
everything we can to help you promote that.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
that's one of the goals we're looking at.
Hmm.
On April 10th and 11th, we're going to have a booth at the Tampa Bay Gun Show.
Cool.
So we're going to be there in person. Our goal is to start working the circuit and literally doing a whistle stop tour across the state. We have an industry partners program now where the different ranges and FFLs across the state, they're going to be industry partners. So you're going to start seeing GOA material in your local gun shops and ranges. So we are definitely trying to get our name out there. We're letting people know that we're not the other organization, that we actually are here to fight. We're not here to negotiate rights away.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, awesome. So make sure you keep us appraised of that, and we'll share it out. Mr. Big Kid says, I've only seen the outside of the van. That van is badass. So you pull up at the Gundies, 100% gold. If anyone wants to see the inside of it, Stranger Palooza, YouTube/Stranger Palooza. If you go, and it's Stranger, Stranger, Palooza, Palooza, Stranger Palooza. If you go there, that's where all the stuff is, and you can see you can see tours and stuff of that of my van. I'm going to be putting up videos of how we're setting up the broadcast in here and the different things that we're trying out. So check that out. John Crump. By the way, John Crump did send me earlier something which I wanted to share with the folks out there. He was telling me, look at my damn text. So let me see if I can share this with you. So Crumpy apparently is able to make shoes now, which is amazing. I don't know. There you go. I have to actually.
This is what happens when you contract COVID. You can make shoes now.
Yeah, this is Gorillas and Guns, a shoe design he did for Gorillas and Guns. So John Crump is able to do. I might have to get some Stranger Palooza shoes out there. I may have to make that happen. So tell us again, John Crump, what is I forgot the name of the thing that you're doing all this cool merchandise through. Let me know. And Armament and Axis says the van is a mini camper. Pretty much that's what it is. It could sleep 2 people. And we'll be getting on the road and doing more events in it. And I got this, and I'm switching away. So basically, at the end of this month, we have to move out of the office/studio space we were renting, and I'm switching into this so that I could, make better use of the money we were spending on that. By having this, I could get around, go to more events, and it just makes it easier for me to travel and get around to the people and do what I need to do. So if folks have events and things like that out there, or they want to, maybe even gun stores in Florida, right? If you're the owner of a gun store, or people that have gun stores in Florida, and you want to do things to get the folks out there to stand up more for the Second Amendment, invite me out to your store. I'll come up there, and maybe I can get Lewis to come up there, get some other folks to come up, and we'll come out and we'll talk to the people, man, and try to encourage the folks to stand up more for their rights here.
That's definitely the goal. That's part of GOA's Whistle Stop Tour. We want to go around the state, and we want to let people know that, hey, we're here for you. But remember, GOA, we're only the bullhorn for you guys to amplify your guys' voice. You guys still need to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it works out to.
Yeah.
And like I've been saying, they take silence as approval. And going back to the bills and the legislation, the biggest issue is that they're taking silence right now. Sprawls, he's directing the committee chair not even to have constitutional carry get a hearing to get a vote.
So if we go to your link, we get a way to directly communicate with Sprawls, right?
No, that link is to directly communicate with the governor.
The governor. Okay. So is there one to directly communicate with Sprawls? He's the speaker, right?
Yes. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I can gladly pull that one up.
And John Crump says PA and Virginia both have, so Pennsylvania and Virginia both have GOA podcasts. Texas and Florida are next. Boom. So there you go.
Yep.
So you're going to be Florida. Who's Texas?
It's probably going to be either Felicia Bull or Rachel Malone.
Okay, cool.
I'm always horrible with pronouncing names for some reason.
It's you have the Spanish tongue.
Yes.
Yeah. See, it's sometimes hard for us to pronounce your stuff.
I know.
You gotta roll your R's, and then sometimes you don't need to roll the R's.
Let's see. No.
When you guys all, if you send me, did you send me that link?
No, not yet. I'm pulling it up. We have we have a number of them right now. So let's see.
Okay. Yeah, when you guys all get together and there's all, like, everyone has the things, everyone who's doing the GOA podcasts is invited to come on the show. Just need to get in touch with Lola. We might even do one big show. I could have myself and 4 guests on at any given time. So, we could maybe do a big show, get everyone to come on, and we'll promote it, or have everyone come on, like maybe give everyone a half hour or 20 minutes or something like that, and help promote those different shows. I know that Crump has one. Who's doing the Pennsylvania one? I know Crump's doing the Virginia one.
Val is doing our Pennsylvania show.
Okay. All right. So, anything I could do there, you guys just need to... Lola is basically the boss of all that, so... So for the shoes, it's blackswantactical.com. For anyone out there who wants to check out those shoes, definitely do it. Let's see. So this link that you just shared here, this is for the Senate?
Yeah, that's for the Senate. It was originally went out for the gun control bills that they're pushing, but it's a good way to, it goes directly to the Senate president, so you could edit the email.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just put that up there. John Crump says, can I come on? Of course you can. You can come on. And let's see. Boss Hog had a comment I'm going to try to get to here. He says, we'd love to see you and Lola in Houston, Hank. I'm sure we'll get that worked out here at some point. I know that we're going to do... We're trying to put everything together so we could do Kevin Dixie NOC's event. That's when is that? Is that in April or something like that? We'll be getting out and going to events, and I'll let everyone know right before I do it. Armin and Axis says you can have up to 10 guests when you use StreamYard. Okay. I need to spend more time looking into that. I can also, this software that I'm using allows me to have a bunch of guests. I think it just charges me when I go over a certain, when I use up a certain amount of gigabytes. So I haven't done it yet because I'm juggling a whole bunch of different bills and stuff like that. But I'm probably going to do it because I know the Skype thing is a pain. It'll be easier, Lewis, by the way, because we could just send you a link. You can come right in. We could do a lot more stuff. But it's going to take just a little bit of time for me to get to that. Once I get settled in with this and get everything set up here, I will make all of this. I'm not stopping the... this podcast is never going down. They're going to have to take us out. So it's never going down. And I know, like, you guys have seen me running a bunch of different YouTube channels now, including doing car stuff. None of the gun stuff is stopping. We still got gun videos going up. We're still putting up snippets. All of that. We're going out with our boots on this one. So.
Yep. Well, look, I could say this. You have been an exceptional visionary in reaching out to people through multimedia platforms, especially with all your different shows. And I could say this: I've actually used you as inspiration for how I want to model some things. So
Awesome, man.
again,
That means a lot to me.
kudos to you, because
Thank
you and Lola have done a hell of a job with this.
Awesome, man. Thanks. Coming from you, that means a lot to me, man. You know.
coming from me, my opinion is worth about diddly and squat.
Your opinion means a lot to me, Lewis. You know that. You know. So yeah, man. I'm glad that you're doing all the things that you're doing, and definitely, you know, here we want to make sure that that's what this whole year and probably the next years to come. That's what we're going to be doing with what we have going on here, is using it to fight. Of course, I'm going to put up cool gun videos and all that. But as Mac was saying earlier, you know, he's always doing really cool videos, and YouTube is suppressing those. And so, for example, last night, we put up a video with the Sturmgewehr, right? And that's been, you know, they demonetized it, and, you know, all of that kind of stuff is going on. So, I mean,
they're going after anything, and they're going after anything and everything to silence gun owners and to silence gun culture in every way you could think of. I mean, something as simple as another show, HR Funk. He's a retired cop out in the Ohio area. He does, you know, a lot of cool police shooting related stuff. Like he did a series covering all the different state qualification courses. And he did one video specifically on how to clean up a Smith & Wesson Model 66 revolver. He flat out said if he simply showed disassembling the revolver completely, they would have yanked his video. I mean, they're going insane. It's an instructional video of just, hey, this is how you take apart this older revolver and clean it.
Yeah, and
they want to pull that.
It's for the safety of the folks out there. But yes, shout out to C4 Defense. I can't remember if I did it or not, but shout out to C4 Defense. We actually need to get C4 Defense back on the show. Crump says I mispronounced his name. Whose name did I mispronounce? And L also says HR Funk is awesome. Okay, whose name did I mispronounce?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
So.
Did I mispronounce Lewis?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
I have no clue who you mispronounced on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just
But you know, with Florida, you know, to go back to the original topic at hand on what can we do, how can we tackle the issue. 102 lawmakers. We need to put pressure on them. So that means we need to email them, we need to call them, we need to send letters to them in person. Hell, we even need to go to their district offices. Sadly, the Senate President, Wilton Simpson, he's shuttered the Senate, and he was actually caught about 2 weeks ago on the Florida channel, you know, the state's version of C-SPAN, laughing about it, saying, oh, this makes our job easier because the public can't go into the Capitol now. And so he's laughing it up. To him, it's like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. This is really a racket for a lot of these guys, right? This is the problem that we have. I mean, regardless of what letter comes after their name, it's just really a racket for these guys, like a stepping stone. And
they're simply treating it as Triple League baseball, and they're looking at federal office as the majors.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You know, they're polishing their resume, saying, "Hey, I did this, I did that. Vote for me. I'd be great in Congress, or I'd be great as president, or whatever the hell they want to run for." And the biggest problem is they forget that they work for us. We don't work for them. They're our boss. We're their boss. They're not our boss.
Yeah, but if there's no supervision, you know.
There isn't. There's no supervision. The Capitol's on lockdown right now, sadly. It's very hard to get in. They are using this as an excuse to screen anyone and everything. But again, phone calls, emails, letters. I can tell you that I'm serious. The 3 Democrats that are fiercely anti-gun voted favorably for a pro-gun bill simply because their constituents in their district put the pressure on them. You guys need to put pressure on Republican lawmakers. They're not going to pass crap unless you put the pressure on them. They're not going to pass constitutional carry. They're not going to pass campus carry unless you put pressure on them. It's that simple.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, pressure. Pressure busts pipes and makes diamonds.
Yeah, and if you really want to, play the Democrats' game. Shame them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tell Republicans, hey, you guys are campaigning as being pro civil rights. Then why the hell are you propping up gun laws that were written back during Jim Crow?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you guys are backing gun laws that were supported by segregationists, that were supported by the Ku Klux Klans and racists? Slam them with that. Shame them publicly if need be.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, you know, the public has a tremendous tool available to them, and that's their voice, and they're not using it.
Yeah. You know what? We probably need like a list of all the social media that these guys are on. Because this is another way to communicate with these guys using. I don't think we use it enough, right? And it may be easier for them to try to ignore it, but here's the thing: there's people. If they're on social media, then we can post things on social media and tag them, and at least get people to pay attention.
Look, they all have Twitter accounts, they all have Facebook accounts,
Mm-hmm.
they all have the general social media accounts. Start
Mm-hmm.
slamming them.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Start publicly pressuring them, and if need be, publicly embarrassing them, and let them know, hey, 2022 is next year. We remember, we will. If you vote against this, if you vote in favor of gun control, if you continuously block pro-gun legislation, we'll primary you out. We'll vote for the guy running against you in the primary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. C4 Defense says, hold them accountable. Yes. Shame them. No. Let's not stoop to their level, is what he's saying. Yeah. Look. How are we going to get these people to get spine? That's what I'm trying to say to you. They need a spine. They need a conscience. They need like a Jiminy Cricket sitting on their shoulder.
Yeah, very much
telling them
so.
what to do. So
they're not going to push pro-gun legislation unless you put the pressure on. And you could either wave the carrot or you could wave the stick. Some of them you need the carrot. Some of them definitely need the stick. And if it involves publicly shaming them, why not? They work for us. They should be shamed. If you didn't do your job right, I bet you that someone would be on your butt screaming at you saying, why the hell aren't you doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why aren't we doing it with them?
Yeah. So here's a the Jew says, how can they have a spine when they all serve Satan? And Brian Quick, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, in Satan's defense, I think he has a spine. I think these folks purposely had it surgically removed.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people's spines. In his hands. Brian Quick says, and this is just like to let's see, this part of the conversation. He says, I think the gun community needs to drop the whole gun control laws are racist argument. It needs to be talked about as positive, right? The left doesn't care about being called racist. They're ruthless. I would go multiple directions.
I agree with him if we were fighting Democrats, but we're not. We're fighting Republicans. And Republicans constantly campaign as them not being racist, as them being the party that ended slavery, as them being the party that fought against the KKK historically. Okay. Then why the hell are they defending gun laws that were written by racists over 100 years ago?
Yeah, so I would say...
Why are they...
Yeah. I would say...
No, I'm just saying there's multiple paths.
Yeah. So here's how I would say this. I would say that the approach has to be different with different people out there. And I think that when you're talking to a lot of people of color out there who believe in guns, right? They and the reason why they believe in it is because they want to be able to defend themselves. You need to have a narrative to those people saying, hey, when you see people out there trying to take away gun rights, they're trying to do it to you. This is not something they're doing to other people. They're doing it to you. And the reality is the people who will suffer from this are the people who have less in the country. Now, I'm not saying that's people of color, but, because there's many millionaires and even billionaires out there amongst people of color. But there's people who don't have necessarily the resources to fight these things, and there's a lot of white people inside of that, a lot of black people, and in between. But when you're talking to folks out there, you need to let them know that this is not something being done to the other man, it's being done to you. and you need to pay attention to it. And anyone who's talking this nonsense is your enemy. They're setting you up to go to jail because you want to defend yourself. Now, on the flip side of that, a lot of these really crazy hardcore leftists they're not people of color. They're people who believe that people of color are their pets and that they somehow have to protect them. So when you talk to those guys, they're fanatical and crazy and they don't care, and that has to be a completely different approach. I don't know if you can even do anything with those people. Go ahead.
Well, the issue with radicals is radicals are fanatical and fanatics are very hard to change. But you're right. The issue is that when it comes to gun rights, it's about equality. That's the entire issue. It's about equality under the color of the law. It shouldn't be that individuals of one race or another should be only benefiting, or that there should be favoritism. No, it should be just simple. Constitutional carry brings that. Everyone's equal. You want to carry, you can carry. You don't want to carry, you don't have to carry.
Yeah.
But this whole thing of, well, you have to apply for a permit. And yeah, Florida's shell issue, it's great. In 1987, going from May issue to shell issue was fantastic. But that was over. We're talking now 3 decades ago, over 3 decades now. Why the hell are we still so far behind the curve?
The Second Amendment should never the things inside of the Constitution should not be political issues.
No, they shouldn't. All the Constitution is an enumeration of inalienable rights. It's simply a list that tells the federal government and the state governments, hey, these specifically are rights that people are born with. Don't be messing with it.
Yeah, and that includes the Second Amendment. And the Second Amendment is one of the most important, if not the most important ones in there.
Without it, you don't have your freedom of speech, your freedom of religion, your right to be secure in your home from unlawful search and seizure. The Second Amendment is the only thing that keeps us from becoming a tyrannical dictatorship. No different than what's happening 90 miles off the coast in Cuba, no different than what's happening in Venezuela, no different than North Korea and elsewhere.
Yeah. And if you think about it, what these people who want to do that to you, they basically, if you imagine yourself as a kitten or as a cat or something like that, they want to declaw you and put you out in the middle of the wilderness surrounded, by coyotes. This is what they want to do. They want to make you a victim.
It's even worse than they want to make you dependent. They want to put you on a political plantation and treat you as a political slave. They want you to be completely dependent on them and their authority and their power, when in reality the power and authority vests in us, the people, not them. Government works for us. We don't work for them.
Yeah, they won't give up a single gun. They won't give up any bodyguards. I can't remember his name, but I saw a clip of this Navy SEAL guy.
It was Chuck Schumer. You're talking about during the Capitol riot, the security footage of Chuck Schumer being escorted by plainclothes agents carrying what looked like either an MP5 or an MP7?
Oh, no, I would love to see that. If you have a link for that, I would love to see it. But I saw this former Navy SEAL guy on Fox News. There was a clip, and he was saying that the irony of these people wanting to take away the Second Amendment from us is that all these people are heavily guarded, by guns, by the same or similar guns. We can't easily possess the guns that are guarding them, yet they want to take those guns away from us. And you need to think about that.
Gun control advocates aren't against guns. They're simply authoritarians. They're against freedom. They're no different than the old noble classes of Europe. To them, all they want to do is restrict guns amongst the people so they could rule them easier. They have no problem going hunting. They have no problem going target shooting. They have no problem owning firearms. If you look at some of the greatest dictators of the 20th century, Fidel Castro, he was an avid sportsman. He loved hunting. Leon Trotsky.
Didn't he use guns to secure his position in Cuba?
Of course. Of course. In 1958. The overthrow of the Batista regime. Of course he used guns. You had the Soviet Union, numerous leaders. Vladimir Lenin, Leon Trotsky, Joseph Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev. They all were avid gun owners. Nikita Khrushchev loved target shooting with shotguns. All he would do is clay pigeon shooting. Leonid Brezhnev,
Mm-hmm.
he was so much of a gun fanatic that he actually had actor, I'm trying to remember the guy's name, Chuck Taylor, I think his name was, from the old TV Western The Rifleman. The guy gave him a pair of Colt single-action armies, and he would carry these things while hunting in Europe with other socialist leaders like Erich Honecker of East Germany and Joseph Tito of Yugoslavia. Mind you, at the same time, the Soviet Union was a politically oppressive country. Anyone that spoke out against the regime was sent to a gulag. They were stripped of their jobs. They were stripped of educational opportunities. They were internally exiled to Siberia. They were put in prison. They were beaten. They were murdered. They were killed. You know, you had in East Germany, you had people literally dying trying to escape that communist regime by going over the Berlin Wall. And their communist leader, Erich Honecker, would every other weekend go sports hunting for rabbit and boar and pheasant and quail, while the common people, if they possessed a gun, they'd be killed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, these people aren't against guns. They're against you and I owning guns, because you and I owning guns means we're free and we could actually fight against their oppression.
Yeah, you should hold the people that want to take the Second Amendment away from you in contempt. Okay, let me get this. And by the way, please, folks out there hanging out with us right now, we've got, we've got at least 5 minutes left of the show here. Make sure, by the way, that you're following Lewis of GOA. Actually, I'll get into that here in a second and tell you guys how to follow him. Let me get this question from DRB166. He says, how do you fight a state like mine that has a majority of the population in one city? So let's get that in. But smash your thumbs ups, guys. We appreciate you guys doing that. It helps float us up.
In regards to his question, Florida's I don't know if he's talking about Florida or another state in particular.
He's in Illinois.
Okay, well, yeah, it's Chicagoland. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, I think close to 40-50% of the electorate live in the Chicago area.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely understand that. Florida's kind of in a similar situation,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a little more spread out. But they're all following the same voting pattern. So you have Miami, Tampa, Orlando. The best way to do it is you have to start on the ground. It's literally changing the cultural mindset of that community, and that means when it comes to politics, everything is local. Start going to your local town hall. Start going to your county commission meetings. Go to, in Illinois' case, I think they call them aldermen. I don't know exactly if they have a township or whatever their local government is, but you need to go to your local governments. You need to actually start raising issues there, because that's where it all starts. That's where all these guys start off. When they eventually run for state senate and governor and Congress, they all started on the local level.
Mm-hmm.
You got to nip it in the butt there. You have to go there and literally raise issue. And the best way to do it is go in groups. Stop being afraid of it. Look, people say we shouldn't act like the left when we shouldn't act like the Democrats. And I agree to a certain point. Look at the civil rights movement. Look at the gay rights movement.
It's not acting, it's tactics. It's
tactics. They were vocal and proud. They didn't back down.
Mm-hmm.
They networked. They allied.
This is a lot like the Game of Thrones, and if you just want to be, if you just want to, like all about, hey, I've got this. I think you need to hold on to your sense of honor. But if you think that you're too honorable to fight this fight the right way, just like in the Game of Thrones, you're putting yourself and really most importantly your family at risk by doing that. Okay, because ultimately for it's kind of like, let's say, remember how the British used to fight a long time ago, right? They would all stand up in a line and they would shoot. They didn't use actual tactics, and and I believe even here in America, right? Those fighting, to free America started using those tactics. So you have to. This is how you win. You use tactics. All's fair in love and war. So if you believe you've got to fight to win, and that's more important than some like sense of, oh, if we do this, then I'm like the bad guys. No, you're fighting for the right cause.
You know what the moral high ground is? The moral high ground is the hill you stand on when you watch the victors stroll by you in a march. That's what the moral high ground is. You could hold your honor, but you have to fight. And again, be loud, be proud, be active. Don't be afraid. You know, everything. All I hear online is, "Oh, we have to do the gray man approach. We have to hide in the shadows. We can't let our employers know. We're afraid of losing our job." And I get that because I went through that for 15 years as a cop. I completely understand that. But if we continue going down that course where we stay silent, we're going to lose. I mean, some of the greatest civil rights leaders have proven that. Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They all won because they stood up and they weren't being quiet. They literally went to their oppressors and said, "Fine, you want to hit me? Hit me. I'm going to be here tomorrow, and I'm going to be here the next day and the day after that." And we have to adopt a similar strategy. I'm not saying, you know, that we resort to violence today. I don't want violence. No one does. But I am saying that we have to be politically active. Start showing up.
You can't just be a spectator. You can't just sit back and watch it happen. Everyone needs to stand up and fight somehow. And for sure, you don't have to get up in everyone's faces. There's things that we could do to be more effective here, and we need to fight instead of just sitting back as a spectator and watch this being done to us. Rain gave us a super sticker, red hand pointing up. I can't exactly see it, but you guys can probably see it out there in the chat, so shout out and thanks to Rain. I'm going to get this one thing in, and then we're going to tell the folks how they can support you and get your message. M. Gabriel said, "Nip it in the butt," which you did say. You coined a phrase. I think you meant to. I don't know if you meant to say "nip it in the bud," but you said "nip it in the butt," which is just as good. So that's.
Hey, if we're on South Beach, nipping it in the butt's not a bad thing.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stay away from that. Okay, so smash the thumbs up just for that, just for nip it in the butt, just for nip it in the butt. Smash the thumbs up. Alec F1 says be visible. Okay, so if the folks out there want to follow you more closely, what are the best ways that they could do this, Louis?
The best way right now is join GOA. That's the best way. Get on our subscription list. We send out our email alerts to all of our members. I do guest articles on the truth about guns. I also do guest articles on loose rounds and ammo land. So you'll be seeing some of things that I'm covering for Florida and also politically, just in general, on there. But the best way to follow is join GOA.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So is there social media that the folks out there can go on if they do want to communicate with you?
We are in the process of setting all that up. So since we're getting the podcast up and running, and it's all coming, folks.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. You heard it from Louis. Check out GOA. He is GOA Florida. I'm sure that if you sign up for GOA, they'll still get the alerts for Florida, or do they need to specifically go get the Florida one?
If they are a Florida resident, they will get the Florida specific alerts. Okay. And if they're not, they could go on our website, and all of our state alerts, even if you're not a Florida resident, it's posted. So if you go on our main website, gunowners.org, and you click alerts, you know, we have federal and we have state alerts. All the state alerts are there. So anything from Florida, New Jersey, Georgia, whatever, they're all posted there.
All right, awesome, great. Thanks so much for what you do, Louis. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna have Louis on again if things as things come up here and he needs to come on. We'll do it. We'll do it more. So the other thing I want to do, remind all you guys that Babyface does have a video that went up. We've also posted some stuff. Make sure you get over there to Military Arms channel that was on earlier and check out his video where he froze his rifles. When I get off of this, I'm gonna go check it out myself. What we need to do here is help each other also overcome the algorithm, right? And I think Mac does a lot for that. So we can't hurt for doing that. Louis, I think you said Alec F1 says thanks. I think you said you have a blog also.
Yes.
Okay, what's the blog?
NewWaveFirearms.com.
Okay, newwavefirearms.com. Black Sword Shinobi says, how much is GOA? It's $25 a year, I believe, for GOA, but there's a link in the description of this video that you can get it for $20. You can get your membership. I am a lifetime member, as well as Lola. DRB166 again gave us another $50. Big thanks to you for that, sir. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. It helps us out here. Um, you know, C4 Defense says, what, Mac broke some equipment? No way. Yes, he did. All right, so we're going to get out of here. I'm going to run in the end right now, so all of you guys stand by. I'm going to run the end. We're going to come back and give Lewis the last word, so just hold on. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us here on the podcast. I really appreciate you guys doing that. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, ring the bell so you'll be notified when we go live. We are going to rip the audio out of this and throw that up on iTunes and all your favorite places to get your audio podcasts. Thanks so much to everyone out there for listening and joining us, especially Luis Valdes of GOA. Luis, I'm going to leave you with the last word, sir.
Folks, if you're in Florida, again, contact the governor, contact your lawmakers, and really put pressure on them to get constitutional carry and campus carry passed. There's other pro-gun bills, but those are the two most crucial. Well, actually, the three most crucial is campus carry, constitutional carry, and the repeal of the post-Parkland gun control. So put pressure on Governor DeSantis, put pressure on the House and Senate leadership, and put pressure on your specific lawmakers, whether they're Republican or Democrat. Blow up their phones, fill up their inboxes, stuff their mailboxes. Let them know that you care about this.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.